Hey everyone, how's it going? Hopefully sales are good for everyone today, and hopefully this is going to start working soon. Let's see if it's working. Let me know in the chat if this is working for you guys, and we can get this started. How's it going, everyone? I just want to do a sound check real quick. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So let me know if you guys can hear me, and then we can get this started. Good. Can you guys hear me? Loud and clear. All right. Well, how's everyone's sales been today? Might have been kind of slow this past weekend. Today has been all right. I had a huge sale earlier today. I don't really want to go too. I didn't share it on Instagram because I want to get the item sent and delivered. But it was sold an item for over $700 on a $3 investment. But once it's delivered and once he leaves me good feedback, then I will share that on Instagram and let you guys know. So I was pretty pumped about that. But let's get started on. So what I really want to do today, I'm just going to go over what I sold this weekend, Friday to up until now. And then if we have enough time, this will probably run about an hour long. If we have enough time, then I'll do like a short Q&A or answer any questions that you guys might have or just hang out. Doesn't matter to me. But let's get started. So I sold this Express 1MX shirt. I think it's probably like 15 or 16 bucks. I didn't look up all the prices on this stuff. I'm trying to go off the top of my head. But this is a bread and butter item for me. Just before I went live, I actually sold this Patagonia 5-panel hat. It's actually pretty cool. I thought about keeping it, but I look kind of weird in 5 panels. This sold for 48 bucks. That's what I love to sell, are these Nike Tech Fleece joggers. I picked these up at the outlet. These sold for, I think, $109. But there's a Nike outlet that's 35 minutes from here, and usually if I'm headed to East Lansing, then I will stop at I'll stop at the outlet and see if they have any of the Tech Fleece joggers on sale. So this is going through the global shipping program. Just some Ralph Lauren chinos. These sold for 30 bucks, full price, full asking price. So 5-panel hat is, so I think it's constructed of 5 panels. So the front one, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the 5-panel. Yeah, the Nike outlet and how I'll typically stop it. Sold this Nautica competition windbreaker jacket. This was on Mercari. This has been sitting for a long time. I forgot about it entirely. I think it's been sitting for like 4 months, but I sold it for 35 bucks. This is really old. I think it's a dog chain. Yeah, it's a dog collar. I bought this. I used to buy liquidation lots last summer. I think it sold for like 6 bucks. Just trying to get rid of some of the stuff. I don't do the liquidation lots anymore. Love selling vintage Tommy Hilfiger. It's just a spell out. Thought about keeping it, but not for me. Here we go. Here's a mall brand for everyone. These sold for full price. I think that for 25 bucks. Just some American Eagle bootcut jeans. Oh, here's another Nike outlet sale. Just a Nuid tags Nike golf polo. I think this sold for 28 or 30 bucks. I think they were running like a 50% off sale, so I paid $9 on it. So not a huge profit margin on some of the outlet stuff, but if I'm there, I'll buy it anyway. It's a Ralph Lauren V-neck t-shirt, standard t-shirt. I get about 15 bucks for these. Yeah, I think this one sold for 15. Oh, this is kind of cool. Mighty Ducks hockey jersey, Banks. It's funny because right before I went on air, my buddy texted me a picture of him with Emilio Estevez, who was, I believe he was the coach in the movie. So that was kind of funny. So I sent him that and was like, oh, I just sold that. You should have got him to sign it. And again, I got some pretty big sales right before I got on air. Some Ultra, these running shoes, these sell really good if you can, if they're used. If you can get them used, and they still sell for about 40 to 45 bucks. DSW, I bought these at DSW. They were regularly 90 bucks, and then they were 75% off of that, and then I sold them for 82, I believe. They're pretty cool though. They have a wide toe box. A guy that I run with actually here in Ann Arbor is sponsored by them, so I'm always trying to get free shoes through him. These sold this morning. Some Fry vintage like cowboy western boots. These sold for 60 bucks. So I've had some pretty big sales today across all platforms. Just a Lacoste Sport V-neck sweater. I think this sold for 25. So Lacoste, all of their sizing, that's probably hard to see, but all their sizing is numbers. So a size 4 is a small, size 5 is a medium, 6 is a large. I had to tell my assistant that today because he's like, yeah, this Lacoste polo didn't have a size tag on it. And I was like, oh no, it's the number on it. Golfing season's here, so always pick up golf stuff. Just size 32 Adidas golf shorts. These always sell well for me. I think I got 25 bucks for those. Also, I think swim season might be here. These are some, they call them jammers. These are new with tags. These sold for, I think, 20 bucks. Love finding J. Crew men's shoes, especially in big sizes. These are huge. These are size 13. Some wingtips. These are made in Italy. These sold, I think I posted them on my Instagram. I think they sold yesterday. I think they sold for 75 bucks, full asking price. Here's a Nike Philadelphia Eagles golf polo. This sold for 20 bucks. These sat for a long time. So these are kids, it's like padded football shorts. So football season's coming up, obviously. These sold for full price. I think these were $27 or something. Here's another thing that I bought from the liquidation lot, just a curling iron. So maybe one of you ladies actually bought it, but what platform are the items selling on? Okay, so most of this is eBay. I'll go over a few that I sold that weren't on eBay. So some Tommy Hilfiger Spell Out swim trunks. These actually had a stain on them. It's probably kind of hard to see, but I still got full asking price for them. And these sold on Etsy actually for 25 bucks. I love Etsy because of the low fees. I think they only charge like 4% or something, and then 20 cents to list the item. So it's always nice when an item sells on there. But again, I cross-post a lot of my vintage items between eBay, Etsy, and Grailed. And so once those sold, logged into eBay real quick, took them down, and wasn't a problem. Took them off Grailed also. It's a standard Ralph Lauren long sleeve polo. This sold on eBay for $16.50, or maybe a little more, because long sleeve shirts usually sell a little bit better for me. Oh, so I did an experiment. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably saw it on my story. But I did an experiment with all my FootJoy polos. My friend who lives in Chicago, he has a newer eBay account. So I think he has like 24 feedback, and most of the feedback is from just buying stuff. So I think only like 3 or 4 is from selling. And I wanted to do it to kind of show that even if you are a new reseller, you can still make money, and you can do it quickly as long as you're sourcing the correct items and making good descriptions, taking good photos, doing all the stuff that some of us higher up people are doing, State's Place, me, Secondhand Swagger, all those guys, Posh Hanger, Deal Queen, what they're doing. And it's worked out well. So I found 25 of the FootJoy polos, and I've sold, on his account alone, I sold 22 of the 25 so far. And I listed them all on Tuesday. So it's been going very well. So here's one of them. And they've all sold for full price minus 6 of them. So, but I took offers on them because 2 people bought 3 polos at once. So I sold 7 for $17.50. I sold 3 of them for $17.50 each, just because it'd save me on shipping anyway. I listed them at $19.99. So this was part of the huge Harley Davidson lot that I bought. This sold for $15. I only paid $3. This sold on eBay. This is the nice bright colored polo, vintage Tommy Hilfiger. You know it's vintage because it has this box logo. The newer logos will be a thin blue strip and it'll say Tommy Hilfiger across it, but you will know that it's vintage Tommy Hilfiger by this box logo. And this sold for full price, $25 on eBay. This is a brand that I love to find and sell. Cool. This sold for $23. I took best offer on this. This was on eBay. Oh, here's a item that I sourced from TJ Maxx, the yellow tag sale. This cost me $8. It's an Under Armour, huge. It's like tall. Yeah, it's an extra large tall. This sold for $27, I think, on eBay. And here is another yellow tag sale. I actually like this shirt a lot. Pendleton. It was like their National Park celebration t-shirt. This was $7. I don't even know if you can see it with the light, but this sold for $20, I believe. So not like a huge profit margin on the yellow tag stuff, but if I was there already, it doesn't take me any extra time to throw it in my cart and then just have my assistants take the photos. So, I'm fine with making $8 to $10 on items that are easy to source and quality items. So, these are actually pretty cool. These are going out to California. So I got some vintage roller skates. These sold for $40, I believe. So it kind of, I paid I think I paid less than $5 for them. But shipping's going to cost a decent amount since it's going out to California. So I'll probably end up shipping it FedEx Smart Post. Usually that's the cheapest option on heavier items that are going out west. Here's a long sleeve Brooks Brothers polo. This sold for full price, $21.99. Free shipping. That was on eBay also. Let's see. So one guy, again, he bought 2 FootJoy polos, both at full price. So those were $19.99 each. I paid $324 on all of those FootJoy polos, or $324 each. So I've already made my money back times like $300. Oh, here's some items that I just sent to auction because they've been sitting for so long, and I don't even know how much I made on them. Probably not. I probably broke even, which I'm fine doing as long as they're out of my hair. This is just a Nautica standard dress shirt. Again, another Harley Davidson t-shirt. This one had also been sitting for a while, so I sent it to auction. I probably only sold it for like $7 or $8, but finally breaking even on those. Another FootJoy polo that sold for full asking price. And then, a Ralph Lauren linen. I love selling linen items or brand name items. They always seem to sell well for me. This one sold for $26.99. This was full asking price. So that was on eBay also. Okay, this was my only Poshmark. So Poshmark actually slowed down quite a bit for me this weekend, probably because I didn't share as much. I've been trying to share on Poshmark. I don't have a ton of items in my closet, so it doesn't take that long, but I try to share once every morning and once before I go to bed. And I started that 2 weeks ago, and items like this month has been my best month by far on Poshmark, so can't complain. These sold for full, didn't even take an offer. Ducati, Puma, like driving shoes. I think I paid $16 for them, sold them for 100. So after fees, it would have been $80. And then, so what's that? 80 minus 16 is what? 64. So $64 profit. I'll take it. That was everything. I don't want to show you my huge sale that I had. I don't know if you guys caught it at the beginning, but I had an article of clothing sell for over $700, full asking price on Etsy. I just want to make sure it gets delivered to him. He leaves me feedback so that everything's done deal. But I was jumping for joy on that because it was a $3 investment, and it sold on Etsy, which was good because the fees were only 4%. But that was everything. So that was quick. So I want to kind of stay on until 11, or at least until people are getting tired of me, don't want to listen to me talk anymore. So really, I want to open up the floor to you guys so that you guys can ask any questions that you guys might have. So if you guys have any questions, ask in the chat, and then I will try to answer any. Anyone? Dang, this is about to be a boring YouTube video if no one's going to ask any questions. Nothing. Do you sell any hard goods? Yes. I sell almost anything that would make me money, minus women's clothing, because I don't know much about it. Vogue Squared is my page name. You already said it. Can you talk about how you handle your employees and taxes? Taxes, I haven't paid them yet. I met with my accountant. They wanted to go over things for this year. They got me switched over from an LLC to an S Corp to save me some money on, what is it? Self-employment tax, essentially what you pay in the Social Security. So typically how it works is if you work for someone else, the employer will pay 7.65% of that, and then you pay the other 7.65. But when you're self-employed, you pay the entire 15.3%. But with an S Corp, there's some weird stuff that goes on. I don't fully understand it, but they said they would save me like $12,000 a year by switching over to it. So I said, yep, do that. And so I'm doing that. I don't really want to give a ton of I can't even talk right now. Ton of advice on taxes because I'm not an expert. I would say go to an accountant and ask them. And so with my employees, how my employees work. So I have 2 assistants now. One this week, I'm going to teach them how to list on eBay. And so what I'm going to do with that is just have them use my templates and then just save them as a draft. Then I'm going to go back in and then set all the prices. And how I pay them. So at first I thought about paying them hourly, but then I thought so right now they only take photos and measurements of all my items. And then I list everything and ship it out. I still want to kind of have control of the shipping. I want to be the last touch point so that if anything does go wrong, I can just blame myself and not get mad at anyone. So I thought about paying them hourly, but then it could possibly just slow them down where they're just going to go slow but still make the same amount of money. So instead, I pay them $1 per item. So if they want to do 40 items in an hour, I'm fine with paying them $40. Perfectly fine with me. So is Etsy like eBay? You have to list to sell. I actually don't know. I've never really noticed an uptick when I'm listing more. So I want to say no, but it could be. I have no secret to Etsy. Just source good items, good vintage items, and sometimes they sell, sometimes they don't. Like Etsy's not a huge cash cow for me. I would say it pulls me in maybe $1,000 a month, maybe a little less in profit, which isn't terrible, but it's obviously nothing like eBay. You will find out, Christy, what sold for $700 after it is delivered. It's going to the UK, so I'm a little worried. I'm going to send it priority mail and put insurance on it, and just hope for the best. Pray to the Etsy gods. How do you store your shirts? So I'm going to do an inventory video probably sometime this week, but when I live in a house now. When I lived in an apartment, I did only bins, like numbered bins. But now that I'm in a house that has a full basement, so my basement's essentially my warehouse, everything's hanging. So it's numbered and or lettered and numbered. And I just put that in the description of my eBay listings at the very bottom. Then also in the custom SKU. Do you know anything about the E-brand Supreme being? I found a weird pair of overalls in it. I've heard of Supreme. I don't know about Supreme being. Oh, look at that. Just sold something. Found 2 jackets at Goodwill. Couldn't find anything just like that. Perry Ellis is hit or miss for me. I've sold, like, if it's a nice spell out, it will sell decent. I think I've sold a piece on Grail for like $35 or $40. Found a reproduced 1979 AC/DC concert shirt. The tag itself has a 2008 copyright day. I'm debating putting it. I think it's just a negative. No, I mean, just say that it's a reproduction 2008. That's fine. I do not garage sale. I might this summer. I just don't really like that kind of awkwardness of being there, but maybe I'll try. I don't know. How long did it take me to get to 2,000 listings? Good question. I don't know. I don't really keep track of stuff like that. So I don't know. Probably mid-summer last year. How do you handle your stores when you travel for more than a week? So I actually left the country for the first time ever in my life last month, and it was for 2 weeks in New Zealand. So I put my store on vacation mode, and also what you have to do if you have it on vacation mode, you have to change your handling time for the length you're going to be gone, because even though it says you can't process orders for whatever the length is, you can still be dinged on eBay for not promising within that delivered handling time, and people can leave you negative feedback. So there's a story about this. I sold an item 2 days before I was going to leave. I messaged the guy and was like, hey, I leave for New Zealand in 2 days for 2 weeks. If you don't pay within a day and a half, then I won't be able to get it out until I get back. No response, of course. And of course, the guy pays the day after I leave. So I messaged him and was like, hey, I don't know if you got my last message, but it's not going to go out for 2 weeks. So I get back, send it to him, wake up in the morning to a negative feedback saying it took 3 weeks to get to me, yada, yada, yada. I called eBay, explained the situation, and they were just like, no, it was in your handling time. It sucks, whatever. Try to work it out with them. So I did send him a message like, hey, if I give you a full refund, or what can I do to get the negative taken off? And he demanded a full refund in exchange for the revision. And I was like, yes, I got you. That's feedback extortion. So I called eBay, and they looked at it and was like, yep, you're good. So I got it taken away. All right, let me see if I can catch up to some of this. What do you find is the best way to ship shoes? There is actually, let me grab something. So you can get this box on USPS. It is a priority mail shoe box. So if you just look up, it's for free. Typically, I'll ship them in this. Sometimes if they're a small enough size, I can ship them in a flat rate envelope. But typically, I'll just ship them in these. What are the most popular band concert shirts that you've sold? I don't find a ton, but I've sold a Pink Floyd one for a lot. I think I sold a vintage Pink Floyd one for like 80 or 90 bucks. AC/DC ones sell pretty well. Almost any vintage Guns N' Roses, like any vintage band, Led Zeppelin, Beatles, obviously. Do you sell anything considered streetwear? If so, what brands? Yeah, Tommy Hilfiger. I'm sure there's more, but off the top of my head, Tommy Hilfiger is the best one for vintage. Do you always do free shipping or change it up? I always do free shipping. All my items are shipped for free. That's built into my costs or built into the price, and I've never had any problems with it. Amazon account still in process. It's the best way to research men's clothes, i.e. what resells what? Well, watch my YouTube videos. I go through exactly what sells well. So subscribe to me. Yeah, I'm plugging myself right now. But yeah, just watch my videos and you'll know what sells. I've never been to Canada, Toya. I have not. Yeah, I should probably look into regional rate boxes, but I haven't. All right, we have any other questions for me? I'm having fun with this, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I could dance for you guys. You guys want to see me dance? Just kidding. I can't dance at all. I have like an Irish jig dance that I can do only when I'm really drunk. But anyone else have any questions? Oh, hold on. I want to show you guys what I did today for my assistants. So this is kind of hard to see, but I ended up making a spreadsheet so it's easier on them. And so what I have here is like the size, the brand of what it is, the fit. So if it's like slim fit, modern fit, the type, if it's a dress shirt, polo, t-shirt, etc. The color, what it's made of, like cotton or polyester. The measurements. So most of my measurements are pit to pit and top to bottom. And then a spot for if there's any damage on it that I may have missed, like a small hole or maybe a small stain. And then the hanger that it will go on. So they seem to really like this idea, and I think it will expedite the whole process of writing stuff down and make it easier for me to also list. I will Irish jig at the rally, almost guaranteed, especially if there's an open bar. Probably will happen. No videotaping though. Any advice for beginners? Yes, follow all the big resellers on Instagram, YouTube. Join the community. Provide good information to the community. Even though you're new, we still can learn from you. I learn from new people all the time, following them on Instagram. So just do that and have an open mind, and you'll be good. Do you ever sell all your own stuff? Does it? I should start selling some of my shoes that I have. I kind of embarrassed to admit this. I probably have over 200 pairs of shoes. So, whoops. I should probably go through some because I feel like I have like 50 pairs that I've worn once and haven't worn again. What's your return rate? It's pretty low. I would say on average I sell about 700 items a month, and I would say I get maybe 10 returns, and most of the returns are either for maybe like a stain that I may have missed on the item. I wouldn't even say most of my returns are because an item doesn't fit, so they have to pay return shipping, and I do charge a restocking fee because I do do free shipping, so I need to recoup a little bit of my losses from having to reship it out again. Keep an active social life since getting more serious about eBay. Any tips? Looks like you've been able to do both. You just got to set it. I mean, I work a lot, but in this business, it doesn't feel like work at all. So you can quickly become sucked in, and you might, I don't get burnt out because I know when to just shut it off. Like some days may suck because you took the day off the day before, but I mean, sometimes you got to recharge your batteries. So I'll typically hang out with my friends once a week at least. And it's usually on the weekends. So I'll go out with them. We'll either go to East Lansing, friends will come here to Ann Arbor, or I'll go out to like Royal Oak or something. When people ask what you do for a living, what do you say? Specific title. Sell shit, buy shit for cheap, sell shit for more. No, I tell them that I sell clothing online or e-commerce. And then if they ask more, I tell them, and usually their response is, oh, that's an actual job. So sometimes you have to drop like, well, I did this much in sales last year. And they're like, holy shit. You're like, yeah, leave me alone. How many listing or items are you listing each day on average? I don't keep track of that. If I had to guess, I would say anywhere from 25 to 40 at least. And it really depends on what my assistants can get done. Actually, it might be a little more than that. It might be like 30 to 50, something like that. Let me see. Do I have any hobbies? I like to read. Here's a bunch of books. Right now, I'm reading The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. Flew through the first book. It was great. And I'm probably about 100 pages into the second one. I think it's The Girl That Played with Fire. But I like to read, just hang out with my friends. We'll play sports. I run. I used to run cross country and track for Michigan State. But that's about it. I'm not the most interesting person in the world. Do people complain about the restocking fee? I've had some people complain, but I mean, they know that technically ahead of time before they buy from me because it's in my return policy. And in my listings, I say, please read the return policy before bidding, buying, whatever. Let me see. Do your assistants make the listings live? I've never had. So this week I will teach my assistants how to list. So they've never done it yet, but no, I won't allow them to make it live because they don't know the pricing, and I wouldn't expect them to know that. So I'm gonna have them just save them as drafts, and then I will get them to. I'll put them live myself. What do your assistants do? If you already said this, you can skip it. Right now, they just photograph and measure items. What do you do when sales are slow? Nothing usually. No, sometimes I will put my store on sale for a day. I only offer 10% off though, because I do or best offer, so people still offer. It can get annoying. Word of advice though, if you're posting on Instagram, if you're trying to build a brand, I would kind of stay off the whole like taking screenshots of people offering bad offers. It's a little bit tacky in my opinion. It's part of doing business. If you don't like the low offers, then don't offer or best offer. But if you do, like, that's just part of it. It's fine. Nothing to get worked up about. Like, just chill out a little bit, lay back, and you'll be all right. Do you prefer to list from your computer or phone? I only list from my computer. I don't know how people do it from their phone. I feel like it's tedious. So I take all my pictures with my DSLR camera. I think it's like a Nikon D3100. I bought it off Groupon like 2 years ago for pretty cheap. I think it was like $300 refurbished. So yeah, I list everything from my computer, either from my MacBook or my iMac. Yeah, smash that like button. Yeah, definitely. Listen to Nicole. Do not talk bad about your buyers. They're your buyers. Like, they're putting money in your pocket. They're helping feed your family if you have a family, or buying drinks for you on the weekend if you're me. Definitely, business is not emotional unless you make huge sales. Then you can do a little happy dance. So the nice thing about listing from your computer, though, is if you're cross-listing like me, you can cut or copy and paste your eBay description and then pull the photos off, put them on your desktop, and then transfer them over real quick to either Etsy or Grailed or whatever other website you may be cross-posting on. So that's another perk of doing that. When I started listing for my phone, it was so much easier. Dang, everyone's shitting on the computer listing. Sorry, guys. I don't list from my phone unless I'm listing on Poshmark or Mercari, obviously, because you can't list, which is a big pet peeve of mine. I would have so many more active listings on Poshmark if I could list from my computer. What do I use? I don't use anything for bookkeeping yet. I mean, I have Google Sheets or whatever it's called. My accountant didn't like that too much, so they're going to switch me over to QuickBooks. Best hard good flip? I don't even know. That's a good question. I sold like a 8mm like camera thingy not too long ago for like 95 or $100. My average profit per sale? Good question. I would say my average selling price point's like either 30 or 35. So I would say, I don't even know. I would have to look. Let's see. Best flip ever. Yeah, today was my best flip ever. So I sold an item for over $700. One was a sweater, actually, for $700, going out to the UK. I'll let you guys know once it hits there and he leaves me feedback. Hopefully. I only paid $3 for it, so that was nice. Yeah, I agree. Computer listing is much faster for me, but again, to each their own. I'm not going to tell you how to run your business. Whatever works for you guys. Do your thing. Do your thing. Do I sell on Amazon? That's a sore subject for me right now. Long story there, but I'm trying to get back on it. Do I ever remind buyers to leave you feedback? No, it's not anything I worry about anymore. I think if you're a newer seller, it's a little bit more important, obviously. So I would kind of recommend reaching out to your customers in the beginning. It's also a fine line of annoying them. So I would tread lightly there. But I have my eBay store set up, so once they pay, my store automatically leaves positive feedback, and then if I get positive feedback or if I don't care. Do you really sell $1,000 a day? I really do sell 1,000. I mean, not every single day, but the days that I post my numbers, I really did do that. You do international for everything. I am signed up for the global shipping program. That's so much easier and nicer. You don't have to worry about if the item's going to get there. eBay has their own thing, and you just send it to the hub in Kentucky, and they take care of the rest. So it's pretty nice. You put any kind of thank you note or business card in your packages? Yeah, I have a business card that I just used from Vistaprint. I just recently changed it to update with my new logo. But yeah, here it is. Pretty simple. It has my Instagram, eBay store. I also have a Facebook page. I don't I made that a while ago. So probably none of you guys know this, but one of my old roommates is from New Zealand, and he had to move back because his visa was up. And he told me that this is how I got into selling or knowing really more about streetwear and really Tommy Hilfiger, like vintage Ralph Lauren pieces. It's huge over there, like especially in Auckland. He lives in Wellington, so we opened up our own website. It was voguesquare.com. It's no longer around, but yeah, I would package a bunch of stuff to him and ship it, and then he would flip it on there. It was tough because there's a lot of scamming that goes on over there. Like how most of their payment system, like you just give them your bank account number and they transfer money to it. Like it's not safe at all. And so I was posting, me and him were posting a lot. There's a huge Facebook selling group over there that has like 40,000 members. And so we would post a bunch of the stuff and resell it. But it was a lot of time and a lot of work and not a lot of money. So I stopped doing it. How did I come up with the name Vogue Square? Good question. I don't even know if it makes sense that much. Vogue is another word for fashion. Squared, I was kind of thinking of the recycling of stuff being used twice, 3-4 times. So like fashion recycled a little bit. Came up with it by myself. So that's probably why it sounds stupid, but and a little bit feminine, but whatever. Do you have anyone complain about global shipping? I had a customer complain about shipping charges and shipping time and got me restricted. You shouldn't have been restricted. You should have called eBay because you can't control what eBay charges them. I can't even see what they charge. I did accidentally send a wrong item to a person this past week. Idiot. I don't know how that even happened, but it was through the global shipping program. I promptly refunded him, and I could only refund to him what he paid me. He paid me $11.20. He said he paid $33, and I was like, "Hey, man, I was only paid $11.20. I can't pay you more than what's in my PayPal account." And so he left me a negative feedback. I called eBay and was just like, "Hey, I'm trying to refund this guy this other $20 that he says that he paid, which I'm sure he did." The guy looked into it and was like, "Oh yeah, that should have been automatically refunded," and it wasn't. And you probably wouldn't have received a negative if it was automatically refunded. So what we'll do is refund him his money and then take that negative away. So got that taken away too. How do I protect myself? I stay strapped. Just kidding. I've never shot a gun in my life. You'd have to elaborate more on how I protect myself. Do I promote my business locally? No. Do you include pics of measurements and listings or just type out measurements? I'll take a picture of the tag if it has a size on it, especially for pants like you asked. But on shirts, I'll do pit to pit and top to bottom. So I'll write it out. I won't have the tape measure in the photo. List items with free shipping. People won't buy it, but will buy the same item when someone else more expensive that doesn't offer free shipping. Yeah, that's just how people work sometimes. There could be a lot of reasons why they're buying their item and not yours. I was watching some other reseller videos, and one of the guys was saying that when he shops on eBay, if he wants an item fast, he'll shop by what's the closest item to him. And as long as it's not a crazy higher price than the rest, he'll buy that, and it may be a little bit more expensive, but he needs it quick. So there's a lot of reasons people buy things, and it's not always the lowest price. There's a bunch of stuff you can't do from the app that you can from the computer. Yeah. Is the title the most important for eBay listing? I would say probably, yeah. That's what's going to pop up when someone searches your item. So I would say your title would be your most important. Second would be pictures. Third would be a decently solid description. On top of a lot of other things, your feedback, as long as you have good feedback, how long you've been selling, stuff like that. So potty mouth in the house. Hey, hey. See, Nicole even shops that way. I don't shop a ton on eBay anymore. I used to. I don't. I don't even know where I shop. Sometimes Amazon, Walmart. Walmart's always the cheapest price. Was the Chicago thrifting better than in Michigan? Nope. I mean, I found some good pieces, but I didn't have. So in Michigan, I have the 35% off Salvation Army loyalty card, so the prices were much cheaper. So I kind of paid up in Chicago, and I think I haven't sold that many of the pieces. I sold that Patagonia hat already, so that was pretty nice. Also, quick question: does anyone know how to make moderators ahead of time? I mean, I guess I don't really need it that much because I'm not that big. I'm not Nicole yet, but probably something to think about in the future. Definitely, Chicago prices are pretty high. And I wasn't even in. I was in Skokie, where my buddy lives, and the prices were still pretty high. I mean, I paid up on a few items. They had some nice stuff. He found some actually really nice plates that I was trying to get him to let me buy. He found these pewter plates that were selling for like 30 or 40 bucks on eBay, and he was keeping them. He lives alone, and he set a table for 4 when he got home with them. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you don't even eat at this table. All right, how do I do it? You can do it now. I'll mod for you. Let me hit the ban hammer. Oh, here we go. Got it. There we go. Now you got to regulate. I haven't even kept up. Are there any bad stuff? Blackhawk stuff costs more than Red Wing stuff. Yeah. When did you become a fan? 2010. I'm just kidding. Red Wings suck this year. Are you guys watching March Madness too? Michigan State got blown out. They were playing really well, and then they got blown out. Find some pretty good stuff down here. I mean, Chicago still had. I mean, they still had some pretty good stuff. I mean, Walmart has cheapest prices. Everyone thinks it's Amazon, and it's not. I mean, once Walmart can get their e-commerce business down, I fully believe they'll directly compete with Amazon. I mean, they just rolled out that free $35 or more 2-day shipping. I mean, they were trying to do the shipping pass last year, and their 2-day shipping was awful. It was legitimately. Some days I would get an item like 8 days later, and I was like, guys, this is not how you run a business. So, but yeah, Wolverines are still in it. Props to them. I live in Ann Arbor, so I don't really care that much. What bothers me are the Walmart Wolverines, the people that didn't go to Michigan and then like to talk the most shit to Michigan State people. And it's like, you didn't even go there. Yeah, you can sell on Walmart. I noticed that the prices are always much higher, but you can start selling on Walmart. I don't know the process of even being able to do that. I know they bought out Jet.com, which was kind of a direct competitor of Amazon, if Amazon has any direct competitors yet. They bought them out last summer, maybe for like $3 billion. They made the founder of Jet.com their head of e-commerce on their side. Oh, they are now accepting sellers. I'll look into that. I'll definitely look into that. And yeah, I mean, Amazon, I mean, they have a brilliant business model. What they're doing essentially by allowing all these third-party resellers to join, they're gathering tons and tons of data on what sells at exactly what price point it sells, how many of it sells, and what they're going to start doing. I fully believe, and I don't know how quickly they're going to do it. They're just going to cut everyone out, and then they're going to go directly to the companies themselves and be like, hey, we want to buy 1 billion units at this price, and you're going to have to give them to us because we're about to buy 1 billion of them. And they're just going to sell them themselves. So I think in this business, this reselling business, you need to diversify. You can't put all your eggs in one e-commerce platform, in my opinion, because maybe in 10 years it may not even be there. or they can do a change that will royally fuck your business because you didn't diversify. So diversity is key. Also invest, set up, like if you're a full-time reseller, you need to think about your future. You're not going to have an employer that's setting up a 401k for you. Get a Roth IRA or whatever fits your budget and what you're looking for in investments. Jet.com is Walmart. Yes, that's true because they bought them out. Let me see. Any other? She doesn't even go here. You guys probably won't believe it. I just saw that movie for the first time, I think last summer. Pretty funny. Walmart was born on shady practices. Capitalism. Goodwill and Amazon are making a pact to end this. Any other questions? Yes, diversify. Keep the questions coming. You guys are great tonight. This is fun. I finally have a decent amount of live viewers. I've been enjoying this YouTube journey. Nicole's been quite helpful with all my questions that I ask, and so I'm forever grateful to her. And everyone else that follows me. You guys have been awesome. I enjoy answering your questions on Instagram. I'm starting to get a little swamped with the DMs, but I try to answer every single one. If I haven't answered yet, I apologize. Today, I kind of took a lot of time off. Just needed to recharge. I went and saw the King Kong movie. Not that good. It was all right. But my phone was blown up the entire time in it, so I was like getting a little anxious. Books to read about business. Let me see. I have a few. So when I was doing my MBA, they gave me a bunch of books to pick up. And I liked a few of them. One was I don't even know. Oh, here we go. Creative Competence. That's a good one. I think that's about the Stanford. I think there are a couple of professors at the Stanford Design School in the MBA program. They're typically ranked top 5 MBA program every year. So that was a good read just on like what you can do to build your business and by being creative. So that was good. How to Be a Billionaire, stuff like that. Essentially, like all of these books about how to be a billionaire, millionaire. It's not like a quick rich scheme. It's little things that you can do in your life. $100 Startup. There's a few other ones. I should probably compile a list. The Lean Startup was pretty good. There's a ton of books out there, but man buns. I don't know. I should probably get my hair cut again. I did rock a man bun for about 1.5 years, and I got it before it was cool. So I didn't jump on that bandwagon. My hair's been long since sophomore year. Potty mouth motivators really wanting the man bun. Banhammer man bun. Do you think that reselling on eBay is scalable? Definitely. I think at some point, if you're doing it all on your own, I would say no, it's not scalable. But that's why you start hiring people who are much smarter than you and that like to work hard. So that's what I started doing. Both my assistants so far I have 0 complaints, and I want to start adding things to their plate. So this week I'm going to teach one of my assistants that has been working for me for like 2 months now. I'm going to teach her how to list. And so if I can cut myself out of photographing and measuring and listing, the only thing that leaves me with is sourcing and shipping. And I'm fine with Definitely sourcing, obviously. I only source twice a week because the thrift stores around me are pretty nice. So I can get 200 items a week very easily. Do you sell books or other media? On Amazon, I sold some books. I just don't have the patience to sit and scan a bunch of books in the thrift store. I think it's a waste of time a little bit. But if you're doing it, I mean, if you're doing it with like a Bluetooth scanner and stuff, like obviously people like Reezy Resells has $1 million business doing it. But not for me. I did. I can't grow a beard actually. At some point, it starts just becoming really stringy and gross. So usually, I just keep it short. Uh, do I listen to podcasts? I do listen to some podcasts, or I guess I haven't lately. I went through a little phase with it. I should probably get back on that train because I think it was pretty helpful. But I also like jamming out in my car. So David Bowie podcast. David Bowie podcast. I don't know yet. What do you bulk ship? Have you ever mixed up packages? What do you mean by bulk ship? I mean, I ship out all my items from the day before, typically every morning. And yes, this past week I did mix up an item, and I don't even know how that happened because it was an item that I sold on a different platform. So I don't know how they got mixed up, but they did. But luckily, it was only $11 fuck up. So let's see. Have you read Millionaire Fastlane? I have not. I'll check it out. Yeah. I mean, I love to read, so. All right, I will start doing book recommendations on most videos. I wouldn't say all of them. Maybe the like live Q&A stuff. How does the restocking fee work when a customer chooses item not as described as a return option? Then you can't charge a restocking fee because the item wasn't as described. So you got to eat that cost because you didn't describe the item correctly. What's the first rack you hit when you thrift? Typically the jackets. Jackets have the most ROI. And then out of sheer curiosity, usually, well, I'll do jackets. Also, another high ROI item is hats. So I'll check the hats next. And then I like to do like the athletic gear stuff. Try to find some Lululemon for me. Actually, mostly to resell, but I'll keep a few items if I ever find it. Yes, Ziggy Stardust is one of the best albums. Oh, I print off one by one. Actually, I don't really understand the whole bulk shipping. I guess I haven't looked at it too much to understand it. So, do you charge for shipping on jackets? I don't. I mean, I price them high enough that I still make. I mean, depending if it's $100 jacket with free shipping, I will probably still make 60 or 70 bucks on it. Is it back then? What kind of jackets do you automatically throw in your cart when you see them? Any vintage Tommy Hilfiger pieces? I got this one actually isn't vintage, but it's pretty cool. I'll check. You guys want to see it? This hasn't sold yet. I have it up for 150 bucks, but so this is a newer tag, so it's not vintage, but since it's this cool, like huge spell out, I know it's gonna sell. So hopefully it sells soon. I like that jacket actually. And the nice thing about being myself, I guess, and my clothing preferences, I don't like 99% of the stuff I find. So all money for me. I sell what I can find. That's very true. Make your life easier to figure it out. Oh, so I should look into bulk shipping then, right? Thanks. I'd rock it. I don't like the material though. It's like a ripstop material. kind of jackets you got? How would you protect yourself from scammers on eBay if selling iPhone? I don't know. Maybe get insurance on it, obviously. Maybe do a signature confirmation so that you know that they got it. But other than that, like it's right. Take a picture of the serial number on it to make sure that if they are trying to swap anything out, that serial numbers match up. What are your average eBay sales per month? Just eBay. Good question. Probably anywhere from 15 to 17,000 a month, typically, and then other platforms. But that wasn't that's true only as of late. So when I first started full-time reselling last January, I would say that number was probably close to like 9 or 10,000. And then it's just been going up from there, especially since I've been cross-listing a bunch of stuff and I sell on a bunch of different platforms. I've been through fourth quarter, I was killing it. And then January, February was good. March has been pretty solid this month. I should be at least over 20,000 in sales this month. I think I'm at like 18 or 19 right now. Oh yeah, I'd definitely be over then because there's 11 days left. Yeah, I mean, I would list it on eBay and Amazon for the iPhone. So a lot of the thrift stores, I think they pull like all the jackets and stuff. So I don't usually find that many jackets during the summer, or I think they started pulling jackets already. But no, yeah, I list stuff out of season all year round, so it makes no difference to me. So yeah, that's how I am. Whenever I watch Nicole live, I typically like to list during the videos, during when she's talking, but I like to listen to live chat too and add my stupid comments, spice it up a little bit. I like to have fun with you guys, so I'll make stupid comments just for the hell of it. Yeah, definitely. I did save myself. Actually, I think it was closer to 90K it was going to cost me. But yeah, the only thing I didn't like about my MBA was that, and I get it, they're teaching you how to work for a large corporation. And that's fine and dandy, but I wanted more of the entrepreneur type classes, and they didn't really offer it. They had some like undergrad classes, and I was like, no. Like I met with one of the entrepreneur professors, talked it over with him, and he kind of told me to just like leave school, honestly. So ever since I had that talk, I was just like, yep, I'm out of here. After first semester, I quit the day or the second day of second semester. If I recall, you said you do like $28,000 a month. You were first trying it full time. How many items do you have listed then? I don't think I did. No, I definitely didn't do 28,000 the first month. When I first started, so I've been reselling since I was in high school, 17 years old. My best friend got me into it, so I did it part time all the way through college and stuff. But I don't know how many I had listed then. Back in January of last year, probably like 1,200 items, maybe. Men's clothing is fun to sell. So, all right, everyone. Just over the past hour. So if you guys have any last questions, I'll answer for another 5 minutes. If you guys don't have any other questions, then I have thoroughly enjoyed this live video. I'm glad I could get over 100 people to come watch my stupid looking self talk to you guys about what I sell. So I do appreciate it. We are the unemployable. Yeah, I think this YouTube stuff has been helping me a lot, be a little more comfortable talking to people. That was my biggest problem doing my MBA, is really talking to people. My interviews were awful, like god awful. I felt I literally apologized to people who were interviewing me when we were done, just how bad they were. So that was fun, but I've gotten a lot better. I think so. So am I glad that I went to college? Definitely. College was a very fun time in undergrad. I wouldn't change anything about it. Got to travel the country, run against some of the best people in the world, and get an education while doing it. So it was a very fun time. What are my goals for this year? I want to expand a solid amount. So last year I did roughly about 250,000 in sales. And this year I would like to at least see that be like at least 300 or more. Hopefully with these assistants, they can allow me to source more. They'll work a little bit more. And if I can get that number up to like 400, that'd be insane. And a lot of fun. Like I enjoy this immensely. I love this job. It's like one of the few jobs that allows you to buy random stuff and sell it for a lot more. Like it's a great time. I don't really follow consumer fads that much, so I haven't swooped in on anything. Like I learned about Hatchimals like 4 months before they became like a huge thing, and I should have jumped on that train, but I'm kind of glad I didn't though, because apparently eBay cracked down hard on them. Amazon restricted them entirely. So some people were stuck with a lot of worthless toys. Percentage items do you sell per 100 items listed? Some people say it's like 30% or something, like how many items to list if I want to make X amount of sales. That's hard to answer because it really depends on what you're sourcing. Like if I listed 100 worthless items, like you're not going to make any money. So that's a hard question to answer in the sense that if you're not sourcing the right products, could be there's a lot of different factors that go into why someone buys from you and why someone doesn't. And I'm not that person to know exactly why people buy from me. Yeah, 100. Oh goodness, that's like, what were they selling for? That was like 75 bucks a pop or 50 bucks a pop or something. That sucks. Yeah, I heard the returns were crazy on them. Yeah. I'm crazy. Just kidding. Just weird sometimes. But all right, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. I really enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you haven't. I'm Vogue _squared on Instagram. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, do it up. And I'll be releasing some more videos this week. Hopefully I can get one of my assistants to tape me going over my inventory. I kind of want to get a video of the whole process of what I do from getting the item, photographing it, measuring it, and then getting it live up on eBay. So do I consider myself too busy for a girlfriend? No, I just don't have a girlfriend right now. So that's my life. So yes, thank you. All right, everyone. Have fun. Keep it real. Happy reselling. Good night, Jim Kite.